Bulldog fans are excited. The season is here. South Carolina State and Atlanta, Georgia, the Georgia Dome to take on Georgia State. The Buddy Pough Show starts right now.
You're watching The Buddy Pough Show, featuring football highlights of your South Carolina State University Bulldogs and the Georgia State Panthers. Our sponsors are State Farm Insurance, Palmetto Health, Orangeburg County, the South Carolina Education Lottery, the Regional Medical Center, Advanced Diagnostic Imaging Center, FATS, Bill Owens Custom Clothing, and Whitash Furnishings. And now, here's our host, Ernest Robinson.
South Carolina State opening the season with one of the toughest schedules in all of college football, with a very young but experienced football team this year.
We think we've got some talent. We've got a little more size up front on the defensive and offensive lines than we've had in some time, and I think we're pretty athletic that way. So I'm looking forward just to seeing how these guys move around and how they react to this particular setting here this evening.
Coach, on the defensive side, you had a lot of places you had to fill people in. How has that come along? I know you're led by Joe Thomas, but you had some big losses last year. Dominic Ellis leaving, Christian Thompson, and up front as well. How do you show those areas up on defense?
Well, Justin Hughes has really come on at the linebacking core, and he's helped us some there. Tevin Richards, that we moved from defensive back. He was Donnie's little brother, has now started to look pretty good as a linebacker. And we got a few other guys there. And then, you know, those defensive front guys, we lost Rodnell Ferguson and Pat Watson and those guys. And we got some bigger guys up front. We got Marquise Parks back first, and we think he's really a good player. Andrew Carter's played good. And down inside, you know, guys like Curtis Hill and some of those guys you'll hear tonight would probably be the guys that we can depend on to really stouten up that inside for us on defense.
Coach, last year you had to deal without Linnell Elmore. You had to have people step up the receiver position. Caleb Davis grew up. Tyler McDonald grew up. How does that help you getting prepared for this season, getting Elmore back?
Well, let's hope that it gets us a good bit farther. Elmore has been back, and he's had a good preseason. We've started to use him some outside to get a good speed guy in the game. Caleb Davis really developed a bunch last year, and Tyler and those guys had a good year. Trey Williams, all those guys had a good year last year, so I'm looking for those guys to really come out and play well here tonight.
Another area you had to really show up, Coach, special teams. You'll be for the first time with a new punter, new kicker. How has that gone through the course of the summer?
Well, it's gone better here in the last couple of days. We were really afraid for a while because Nick Belcher looked like he might be out, but now he's come on and done very well here in the last 3 or 4 days. So we'll probably use him for the shorter field goals and PATs and the punt, and then we'll come back and use Will Roper for long field goals and the kickoff.
Final question, Coach. Georgia State, what do you need to do to come out here with win number 1?
We got to establish the run. We got to show some toughness. We got to get after these guys.
Those are Coach Pugh's thoughts before the game. When we come back, we'll be in the studio with the coach. We'll have first half highlights on this, the season opening edition of the Buddy Pough Show.